This is part 2 of my Tanzania trip during the pandemic. Well, I finally made it to Serengeti National Park. Yes. Now, I definitely will not be winning any cinematography awards, but this is my documentation of the experiences I had, and there was so much to see, so many great pictures to take. Because I was traveling during the pandemic, it wasn't as crowded, so the animals were plentiful and readily available for viewing. Our guide said that we were there during mating season, and so this lion is actively mating, so he hasn't had a chance to eat. Of course, I've seen lions in the zoo before, and every time I see them in the zoo, they're always sleeping. It was incredible to see them in their natural habitat. We also saw cheetahs, and according to our guide, cheetahs are successful hunters 90% of the time, and lions are successful hunters 70% of the time. I did safely travel during the pandemic, so there were less cars, less people, and less expensive. I traveled with G Adventures, and this is my second trip with them. Our guide told us that it was supposed to be 12 of us, but it was only 5 of us. This is Pride Rock from The Lion King in the Serengeti.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a lion's den and another lion couple. Cute. This lion couple doesn't look as hungry as the last one. These lions are because the Serengeti was not as crowded, we saw the big 5 multiple times, and the big cats were everywhere. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to be winning any cinematography awards, so some of these photos were taken by some of my group members. I traveled with 2 North Americans and 2 Europeans. Our Serengeti guides were fantastic.
Yeah, there was one. He was up there.
If you've watched this far, can you please help me by liking and subscribing to the channel, please? There were 2 male lions hiding beneath the bush in camouflage, but they're there. The good thing about traveling with a tour group, G Adventures specifically, is that when you travel solo, there are also other solo travelers and they also have like-minded interests.
Because you can see a lot.
There's always a dominant
When you are on safari, you are in a vehicle most of the time. There are some hyenas there. We also visited the Ngurunguru crater in Serengeti. And these are some of the views from the top. Since you are in a vehicle most of the time and it is in the wild, restrooms are not readily accessible, so you do find yourself using the restroom right behind the vehicle. So we have a flat tire, but it's gonna be okay. I can think of a worse place to get a flat tire. I don't know where we are, but it's what's it called? The Nicaragua somewhere in Tanzania. Yeah, so we're doing fine. There's so many members of the Maasai tribe within the Serengeti, and they were very culturally distinctive by their dress. Our tour included a chef, and the food was amazing, so fresh. Well, I am still in Tanzania, and this is where we stopped for lunch. That's Pumbaa. Pumbaa and her little babies. During this tour, the accommodations were 3 nights of camping, or no, 4 nights of camping. And the first 3 nights of camping were acceptable. The last night of camping, however, This buffalo is just staring, but his friends are content to move on. But he's just looking. Based on our guide, there are only 2 accommodations near the Ngorongoro crater in the Serengeti. One accommodation is like thousands of dollars a night, and the other one is camp style. Crater in Tanzania. The other lodging is a 5-star resort at, I think, $1,000 a night. This one is not $1,000 a night. Well, this is my lodging for tonight. Overlooking that crater. On my way to the bathroom. And this is for women. This one here. There's the crater down there. This is where I'm staying tonight. Yesterday it was a lot smaller, but there are our tents way over there. And there's the bathhouse. The bath site at the Ngurunguru crater campsite was terrible. They visited our camp today. Cute. But the location of the campgrounds made up for the condition of the campgrounds. I thought I needed comfortable shoes, but I did not because most of my time was spent in the vehicle. Here are the North Americans I traveled with, great people. The next shot is a picture of the bathroom that they were building, and it wasn't ready, so we had to use the restroom around back. It was a little tin building with a hole in the ground. Be prepared to use restrooms that look like this or just go in the wild. Sometimes it's easier just to go in the wild. Our guide said that we were in the Serengeti during the Great Migration, so the meat eaters had plenty of opportunity for feeding. Our guide told us that the zebras, the wildebeest, and the buffalo hang out together and migrate together and help each other. Many of the zebra and wildebeest were giving birth at the time or had given birth, so there were a lot of baby animals. Within this migration herd, all of the animals have a role. The buffalo are the protectors, the zebras are the guides, and the wildebeest. Not sure about those wildebeest, but they do provide a lot of food for the meat eaters. These are hippos. I'm at the Serengeti. This is day 2. It's a hippo pool. We spent a lot of time looking at these hippos. The hippo pool smells just like it looks. There's the migration in the Serengeti. And there are so many. The lions should be very happy. There's zebra in here also. So these 4 buffaloes, they appear to be guarding the herd. I'm not sure why, because these are not all buffaloes. So I don't know what they're guarding. Correction, the buffalo are guarding the herd. So this herd of herbivores, they are waiting to make sure it's safe before they go over here to get water. And the water is full of hippos.
This is a retired bull.
Is the bird picking the...
This is abandoned buffalo. Huge.
If you do go on safari, I would recommend going during the low season and bringing insect repellent.
These are all female impala sleeping.
This is my tent. You have to set up your own sleeping area, but they set up the tent for you. And this is the tent. And these are the rest of the tents. That's the cooking area. And this is where I'm sleeping. There's no fence, so we shall see. Back over there, that's the bathroom. So this is an African sunset. It was common to hear lions roaring and hyenas laughing, and the stars were so bright, brilliantly bright. There is an African sunset. There's an African sunset in Serengeti, Tanzania. If I were to give recommendations for an African safari, I definitely would recommend the Serengeti. And to travel during low season, bring your own sunscreen and insect repellent, and take the camping option. I hope you come to Tanzania. Bye.